Hey guys, what's up? So this is going to be another video. I want to make this one really fast and really concise as I can. It is going to be a foundation review, and this is a drugstore foundation that I bought. So I haven't bought a drugstore foundation in a really long time. I found myself in the drugstore recently and I picked this foundation up. So this is the Revlon Photoready InstaFilter foundation, and it's in the color Cappuccino. Now in the past I have used Revlon Color Stay foundation many years ago, before I was using MAC foundation, or before I was heavily using MAC foundation, and I really liked the Color Stay. The only thing was I had to buy two colors, which were caramel and cappuccino, because I felt that caramel was more for the center of my face and up here, and cappuccino, which is slightly darker, was more appropriate for this area, and even sometimes blending down into my neck. So when I saw this in the drugstore, because it had been such a long time since I purchased a drugstore foundation, I figured it must have come a really long way since my last drugstore purchase. And I also felt like, you know, why not try it and see how good it is? And I tried it. I'm wearing it right now. Did not powder it, specifically because I wanted you guys to see how it looks on my skin. So I didn't powder it. I did do a little contour and a little highlight, but that's the only thing, and a little blush, but that's the only thing that I put on top of the foundation. So in certain areas like my nose and here, what you're seeing is the foundation and how it actually looks on my skin. And I must say that I'm actually very impressed with it. I really like it, and I'm going to run down and give you the details on this foundation. The first thing I want to talk about is the color. So I mentioned I used to have to buy two colors in order to get an ideal match. With this one, it runs lighter than Color Stay. So Cappuccino, when I put this on my skin, it was a perfect match. Just so you guys have a reference, I wear NC50 and NC47 in MAC, depending on the formula. So if it's something like Studio Fix Fluid, I wear NC47. If we're talking Pro Longwear in the glass bottle, I wear NC50. And this was a perfect match. I was so surprised when I put it on my skin. It just blended right in. So that was great. The only drawback for that was I am not completely even. So over here, since I'm darker, I actually did have to use, I have a bottle of MAC Face and Body Foundation in a color that they're not making anymore, which was C9, and I just put a little bit of that here so that I wouldn't come on camera looking casket ready for you guys, okay? So there's that, but it's a really great blend. I was very pleasantly surprised by that. So I put it on, and I was also impressed with the coverage. It's definitely a medium coverage, but it's absolutely buildable. So if you need extra coverage, you can definitely apply more layers, and you can achieve that with this foundation. The finish is a matte finish. So for all of you who are combination, who are oily, or even if you're dry and you just like a matte finish, this is going to be a really great foundation for you. I love how it looks on the camera. I haven't taken any photographs with it yet, but I suspect it's going to look really good. It also looks very good in person, and it makes my skin look really smooth, and yeah. So it's very blendable. You will have a lot of playtime with this foundation. It's not something that's going to set on your skin right away, so you gotta like work fast. It definitely gives you a little bit of time to work that foundation around your skin. I used a kabuki brush that was kind of dome shaped to apply it, and I found that that was really good. But I don't see why you couldn't use a traditional foundation brush. I don't see why you couldn't use a beauty blender or a regular makeup sponge. I feel like all of those tools would be fine to apply this foundation. The only thing that I will suggest is don't use something that's going to absorb your foundation, because even though it's not super liquidy, I could tell it has a tendency to soak into something if it is too porous. The packaging is pretty cool. It's got this clear cap that comes right off. You twist it and it dispenses through this sponge applicator, which you can apply directly onto your face if you like. I'm not a huge fan of that, just because I like using my tools, and I feel like after using it a couple of times, if you do use it with the applicator, you might have a bacteria situation developing. I don't think it would be that feasible to wash this sponge applicator. I don't know if it detaches or not. Let me see. No, it doesn't detach, and I wouldn't recommend washing it because this is where the product dispenses through. So I would say, yeah, you could use it maybe once or twice for your first time if you're comfortable, or maybe for touch-ups, but I would definitely just use, you know, a brush, a sponge, or something like that. It doesn't have a strong foundation smell at all. So it's not floral, it's not perfumey, it's not chemically, it's nothing like that, which is good because a lot of times foundations, whether they're low end or high end, have a smell that can be off-putting for some people, but this one doesn't have that, so you're good to go. So for a drugstore foundation, this was pretty expensive. I paid about $18 for it, which was really surprising to me when I looked at the receipt and I saw. I have never paid that much for a drugstore foundation before, and I honestly did not know it cost that much when I grabbed it off the shelf. I just kind of saw it and wanted to try it. It's expensive for a lower end foundation. Yeah, so it's not like $9 or anything like that, but I'm sure because drugstores are always offering coupons and they've always got sales going on, you could get this on sale if you go to your drugstore at the right time. So don't let that turn you off to it, because there are ways around the price. And lastly, what I would give this foundation on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 7.5, which is actually really good because I can't remember the last foundation I gave a 10 to, or what I would consider to be a 10. My highest rated is maybe that MAC Pro Longwear in the glass bottle. I would give that probably a 9 just because of how it performs for me. I find that it's just amazing. It's still my holy grail foundation at this point, but this is a very, 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 very good option because there are a lot of higher end foundations that I've used that are not as good as this one. So this is the other thing that I wanted to show you, which is that is makeup right there. So you know how sometimes you have on your makeup and you see someone and they want to hug you and you hug them and you leave a streak of makeup all over their clothes? That is horrible. I like to test foundations to see how they transfer because most of them do have a degree of transfer, and this one does, but it's not a high degree of transfer, so you'd really have to brush hard against someone to get your makeup all over their clothes. If it's a light, like, it's not bad. I'll do that again, like really lightly, like something like that. See, it's not bad. If you're really rubbing up against somebody, then you get that. Okay. The Pro Longwear from MAC and the Estee Lauder Double Wear are the two that I have found to be the least transfer resistant among foundations that I have tried. Just FYI. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you guys have any questions or comments, if you've tried the foundation and you like it or you hate it, let me know. Let me see if there's anything else I could tell you. I haven't noticed any oxidation. I've only just put it on for this video, so I can't tell you about the longevity of the product. I can't tell you about oil breakthrough during the day, but so far so good. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.